They say civilizations are built on foundations of stone, but the true foundation is bread. Long before kings ruled and empires rose, humans gathered around fire, grinding grains into dust, mixing it with water, and baking the first loaves of life. From that moment, something extraordinary began. The story of survival, faith, and hunger for more. Bread was never just food, it was power. It was peace. It was God's gift, and man's weapon. The story begins more than 14,000 years ago, in the Fertile Crescent. Here, nomads discovered wild wheat growing between the rivers Tigris and Euphrates. They crushed the grains between stones, added water, and placed the dough near the fire. What emerged wasn't perfect, but it was revolutionary. When humans learned to bake, they learned to settle. Villages became towns, towns became civilizations, and bread became the heartbeat of daily life. In Egypt, bakers discovered fermentation, a miracle. Dough left under the sun began to rise, soft, fragrant, alive. It wasn't science then, it was magic. Pharaohs demanded the finest bread. Temples offered it to the gods. And the poor, they baked with whatever flour they could find. Bread was more than nourishment, it was currency. In the Roman Empire, panem et circenses, bread and circuses, kept the people fed, entertained, and obedient. The grain ships from Egypt fed millions, and when bread ran out, so did peace. The phrase, "no bread, no peace," would echo through history. From the Roman markets to the streets of Paris, bread determined rulers. Bread toppled thrones. When the people starved, revolutions rose. In 1789, one woman in France shouted, "We have no bread," and the world changed forever. The 19th century brought machines, and with them, a new kind of bread. Factories replaced ovens. Flour became whiter, softer, cheaper. The loaf that once symbolized nature now represented progress and mass production. But progress has a price. In cities, bread became less personal, less human. The warm smell of the local baker disappeared, replaced by the hum of industrial mixers. Still, it filled stomachs and fueled revolutions of another kind. The working class, marching for wages and for bread. In every protest sign, one word echoed: bread. Because bread meant dignity. Bread meant life. In temples, churches, and mosques, bread became sacred. The body of Christ, the offering to gods, the breaking of bread, a symbol of unity, forgiveness, and faith. Every culture gave it meaning. In Jewish tradition, challah celebrates creation. In Christianity, bread represents sacrifice. In Islam, it's a blessing, never to be wasted. No matter the religion, one truth remains. To share bread is to share peace. Bread holds memory, the smell of a mother's kitchen, the warmth of a first meal, the taste of survival after war. In every culture, bread is love made visible. When refugees flee, they take two things: family and a recipe. When soldiers return home, the first thing they crave is the bread they grew up with. Every loaf tells a story of hands that kneaded through hunger and hope, of people who had nothing, yet made something that could feed the soul. Today, bread takes many forms: sourdough baked in artisan cafes, packaged loaves on supermarket shelves, gluten-free, vegan, industrial, homemade. It adapts, just like us. But behind every slice, the ancient story remains. The same sun that grew the first grain still warms our ovens today. The same need for bread still binds us, rich or poor, believer or not. Bread is the story of humanity itself, humble, broken, and reborn every morning. From sacred altars to factory lines, from ancient Egypt to your kitchen table. Bread has never been just food. It is memory, rebellion, and hope, baked into every crumb. This is the story of the bread that changed the world. And remember, every bite carries a history worth tasting.